Welcome to SEB Equities. Today in the studio we have the CEO of Actic Group, Mr. Anders Carlbark. Anders, welcome.
Thank you, Nicklas. Glad to be here.
First, I would like to ask you to outline a little bit of your strategy and your vision for Actic Group, and perhaps also touch upon some of the trends affecting your industry and your position in this market.
Absolutely. I think if we start by looking at the overall trends in the market, and we look back a little bit, historically, the fitness market, the winning recipe has been being offer access to training with gyms and as many gyms as possible in a cluster. That has created proximity and that has been the winning recipe. When we look forward how this is changing, the fitness market is transforming more into a health market. And members and customers, they expect more than just the access. They expect more in terms of what the membership means, more in terms of where training can occur, not only in the gym, and they expect a lot more coming into with inspiration. So that's the big movement that we see. If we look geographically a little bit also, we see that medium cities in the Nordics and Germany are also continue to grow population. And those two trends that fit the Actic strategy quite well. We geographically focus on medium and small cities in the Nordics and Germany. And we focus on building an omni offer where we combine the gym. The access to the gym is still very much important. We have the baths, which are very popular as part of an offer, but we also added outdoor and digital. So our strategy is the combination of these aspects that we call a training arena. So from the gym to a training arena. Price-wise, we are somewhere in the middle. We believe that access and inspiration and convenience to training should be offered to the broad mass. So our price is in the midst range of compared to competitors. So in summary, geographically small and medium-sized cities, the combination where we take the gym and the bath, outdoor and digital, and price in a medium range overall.
Thank you, Anders. My second question would obviously be to say that you have been very affected by the proliferating pandemic situation with closed facilities or operating at minimum capacity. What lessons have you learned, and what do you actually expect to be perhaps sustainable in your business model coming out or coming back to any type of new normal situation in the market?
I mean, what we have learned overall is that the awareness of health has increased and the awareness of physical activity as part of living a healthy life has increased. So with that, we see and believe that going forward, we'll see a bounce back to coming back to train with us. Not only back to the gyms, but the whole offer that we have. What we also learned is that we are working a lot more efficient than what we did pre the pandemic. We have learned to work smarter. We have accelerated our digitalization. So we have created also sustainable efficiency measures to be able to operate with a stronger offer and also in a much more efficient way. So those are the overall learnings that we take from this period.
And very recently, you also refinanced the balance sheet. And my question is really if you could give us some details on the new financing and what do you expect in terms of financial implications for Actic Group going forward?
That's correct. We have a new agreement with our bank until March 2023. And that has been a long discussion on terms of we look back at what has happened, but we have presented the plan to the bank in what terms of what do we need in order to recover as fast as possible looking forward. And the new bank agreement is based on that gives us the possibilities to invest in recovering our member base and continue to build our customer offer. So overall unchanged, but the conditions are different. And we have a good discussion with the bank where we have a joint belief that the focus is recover the member base and we need to be able.
And my final question today, Anders, is in connection with your most recent set of results, you actually guided for a EBITDA margin target of 20% based on a return to 2019 sales levels. And I was just going to ask you what is your main assumptions behind that margin target, and if you could also state what your financial targets are for the group.
For sure. Two things. One, if we look back 2019, the first 2 months, where we had implemented efficiency measures, we delivered on that target. Throughout the pandemic, we have continued to digitalize and create more efficiency, both in our processes and in our sales processes. So we are sure that our cost base supports that. It's the recovery of the member base that will ensure that we deliver on that. We don't have to go all the way back to 19 to deliver on that target, but we feel confident that that should be a reasonable target for profitability for Actic. If we look at financial targets, we have 4 overall targets. First one is growth, and that's over time to deliver 5% organic growth with added M&A. If we look at next year, obviously a recovery process will change that. So that's what we should deliver over time. And in order to come back to the levels we were in 19, we are pushing for an aggressive bounce back in the member base, and the autumn will be key for that. So over time it's 5%, but if we look at 2022, the recovery should obviously be change that quite a lot, and it should be a lot more. Profitability we touched upon, that's 20% EBITDA excluding IFRS 16. We are confident that that's the right level for the company. Capital structure, we touched upon the bank agreement, which is slightly different to that over the coming months. But over time, the relationship between net debt and EBITDA should be 3 times or lower. Last but not least, the dividend policy is 30 to 50% of the net profit over the year. And obviously, that's done when the company is able to support that. But that's our 4 financial targets and what we're aiming for. 2022 will look different growth-wise based on a rapid recovery during this autumn.
That is very clear, Anders. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio today.
Thank you, Nicklas.
And thank you for watching.